Well, it is a tough job that takes very tough people, but the danger firefighters face do not end when the fire's out.
That's right. Jared Sporer looked into the data that shows why the cancer rate for firefighters is now so high. Jared?
Here's an overview with some specific additional risks for firefighters. From testicular cancer all the way down to skin cancer and colon cancer, firefighters are more likely to get and die from cancer than the average American. And these scary statistics hit home for one Texoma Fire Department who recently lost one of its own to the disease. A recent study shows cancer-related deaths in firefighters are on the rise. The Firefighter Cancer Support Network says firefighters have a 14% higher risk of dying from the disease than the public.
Yeah, it's hit home right here in our department.
Burke Burnett Fire Chief Rodney Riles says unfortunately it's something that has happened to them.
In our department here, we actually had a member of the department that he'd been in the fire service for many years, but back in 2017 he passed away from cancer.
Gastroenterologist Dr. Ronald Undari says exposure to certain chemicals could be the reason for a risk in colon cancer, but says the research is weak.
Exposure to some chemicals such as benzene or PCB, and even some others such as rubber and different types of plastic could be linked to an increased risk of developing certain cancers such as colon cancer. However, we have to be very careful. This evidence is weak.
Chief Riles says he was not surprised to find the percentage of deaths to be so high.
It doesn't surprise me. It's scary that it is that high and that it's still climbing. But I think, again, that's the more emphasis that you put on a program certainly is going to drive that.
Riles says this was a hidden risk when firemen start, but it is something they are working to hopefully lessen the chances. Chief Riles says they take certain precautions, such as decon their firefighters on the scene to get as much off the gear. They have had gear cleaning and inspection programs for many years to ensure the gear is clean. They currently are working to add a system to their station that recirculates and filters out the diesel soot. But most importantly, they train all firefighters from the day they start on the hazards associated and how to prevent cancer.
So glad they have a great program in place there. Would love to see those numbers drop all over, though.
Yeah, it's very enlightening because, you know, you never really think about this.
I had no idea.
Wow. Wow. Well, Jared, thank you so much for that. Now, back